Welcome to the December edition of Bridge to India's Renewable Energy Tenders and Auctions Update. Tender issuance shot up this month with 4 new utility scale tenders aggregating 7,859 megawatts and 3 rooftop solar tenders aggregating 85 megawatts. Andhra Pradesh issued a remarkable 6.4 gigawatts solar tender. The tender is notable for both its size plus the fact that it is the first new tender issued by Andhra Pradesh since its renegotiation attempt back in July 2019. Meanwhile, SECI has issued its first large plain wind tender since June 2019. Bid submission dates were extended for 12 tenders. 2 railways tenders have again received bid submission extensions due to poor response from the market. The other 1600 megawatts solar tender received lukewarm response with bids submitted by only 3 bidders, including Tata Power. All these projects are meant to be developed on vacant land next to railway tracks. But the developers believe that tiny land parcels spread across multiple sites make projects operationally and financially unviable. Railways held a stakeholders meeting on 23rd December to get developers' feedback. Tender amendments are expected shortly. SECI's RTC tender has been amended as per Ministry of Power's revised guidelines for procurement of RTC power. It has been downscaled from 5,000 megawatts to 2,500 megawatts. Renewable power can now be bundled with any non-renewable power as opposed to the previous restriction to thermal power. Developers must submit a 4-part tariff bid which would include fixed charges for renewable and non-renewable components and variable charges for fuel and transportation costs for non-renewable power. Penalty for inability to meet 85% CUF or provide minimum 51% renewable power has been increased steeply from 25% to 400%. SECI Karnataka 2500 megawatts Koppal Solar Park tender also continues to suffer delays due to land acquisition issues. Bids were submitted for NHPC's Uttar Pradesh Solar 65 megawatts tender by Bharat Electronics and Reflex Energy. There were 2 large-scale auctions held by Gujarat and SECI, with both showing record low tariffs. Uttarakhand issued a list of empaneled firms to develop 250 megawatts solar projects under Mukhyamantri Saur Swarojgar Yojana. Under this scheme, projects up to 25 kilowatts in size will be allocated to unemployed youth and low-income residents in the state. A look at the monthly trend shows that tender issuance activity shot up mainly due to a one-off Andhra Pradesh tender, but overall progress has remained muted since April. There are many interesting developments in the highly dynamic project auctions market. On one hand, there is about 18 gigawatts of unsigned PPAs. SECI is finding it difficult to tie up offtake from DISCOMs in the wake of weak power demand. It is turning into a bit of a vicious cycle for developers. Low auction results have reduced tariff expectations of DISCOMs. But, flush with new capital, the developers are turning impatient, leading to aggressive bids and persistent fall in tariffs. These issues are causing a significant overhang in the sector. Let us now delve into the notable tenders issued during the month. Andhra Pradesh issued a mega solar tender for 6.4 gigawatts for projects to be set up at multiple solar parks in the state as a part of its 10 gigawatts target to provide 9 hours uninterrupted power supply to farmers. Andhra Pradesh Green Energy Corporation, a newly set up state government-owned company, shall procure power under 30-year PPA and provide it to DISCOMs free of cost for onward supply to agricultural consumers. Unsurprisingly, the developers have expressed reservations until the all-important pending issue of tariff renegotiation in the state can be resolved. GSECL has floated a 159 megawatts solar EPC tender for 140 megawatts projects to be set up at government wasteland near GETCO substations, and 15 and 4 megawatts projects to be developed at Charanka Solar Park for Gujarat State Fertilizers and Chemicals and Gujarat Narmada Valley Fertilizers and Chemicals respectively. Madhya Pradesh announced a 100 megawatts solar tender for projects to be developed near substations in the state under Kusum scheme. Farmers can participate on their own or lease their land to developers. SECI issued an increasingly rare 1200 megawatts vanilla ISTS wind tender. This is a new tender experiment as connectivity is limited to specific substations in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. We expect a strong response to the tender, but potentially high tariffs would be an issue. As per recent Ministry of Finance order, EMD has been removed completely while performance bank guarantee has been reduced from 2 million rupees per megawatt to 1.2 million rupees per megawatt. There were 3 rooftop solar tenders with a total capacity of 85 megawatts in the month. Punjab floated a 50 megawatts residential rooftop solar tender with domestic content requirement and 20 to 40% capital subsidy under MNRE's rooftop solar program. PSPCL will initially allocate 28 megawatts to Category A bidders, that is, bidders with prior experience in commissioning rooftop solar systems, and 12 megawatts to Category B bidders, that is, new entrepreneurs. Remaining capacity will be allocated depending upon performance of the bidders. The second tender is for development of 5 megawatts rooftop and boundary wall mounted solar projects in OPEX mode at 12 operational sites of Pune Metro Rail. The tender has domestic content requirement. NVVN issued a tender to set up 30 megawatts rooftop and on-site projects at various government buildings and private institutions in Madhya Pradesh. The tender has domestic content requirement. 2 auctions were held this month. GUVNL's 500 megawatts solar auction saw another record low tariff of 1 rupees 99 paisa per kilowatt hour, beating the previous record of 2 rupees per kilowatt hour discovered only last month. The tender was oversubscribed by 4 times. Projects were awarded to NTPC, Aditya Birla, Torrent Power and Aljomaya. NTPC and Aljomaya had also won capacities in SECI's Rajasthan Solar 1070 megawatts auction last month. We believe that the low tariffs are not really justified by any good technical or commercial reasons. Rather, these are a direct function of too many developers chasing too few projects. Another record low was seen in SECI's 1200 megawatts Pan-India solar wind hybrid auction. This tender was stuck for the past 11 months and saw multiple bid extensions and amendments. But offtake certainty and easier financing conditions finally led to a strong bidding interest with winning tariffs of 2 rupees 41 paisa to 2 rupees 42 paisa per kilowatt hour. Projects have been awarded to Adani, Axis, AMP and ACME. Rated power capacity of each resource should be at least 33% of total contracted capacity. Most developers are expected to set up projects in the newly inaugurated 30 gigawatts hybrid power park in Gujarat. More detailed updates and information on all these tenders, including bidding documents, list of bidders, and project timetables are covered in India RE Navigator at www.indiarenavigator.com, a one-stop market intelligence portal for RE sector. That was the roundup for the month of December. I hope that you found this update useful. We would love to hear from you. Please send us your feedback at contact@bridge2india.com. We will be back early next month with the next update. Thank you.